welcome to another day here at my desk. If you're new here, my name is Jen and I make videos of stationery, journaling, planners, and all the little things in between. So planning and journaling are my discipline, but stationery and journals are my passion. Come on in. I made myself an iced latte. It is Friday after work and it has been a minute since I've been able to film. I have gotten sick with a sinus infection, which kind of takes me out for like 2+ weeks. So I'm really hoping that my voice is gonna sound okay for this video because I've been really looking forward to doing this one. So today I wanted to talk about how I organize my deco. So pretty much all things stickers, washi, and just other ephemera. I have some tips that I've collected over the years. So if you're feeling like you're overwhelmed with your collection or struggling with the organization of it, then this video is for you. Or if you're a pro, leave a comment with a tip that has helped you in the past or that has really been a game changer for you. I am always open to organizing tips. I am a bit of an organizing nerd. This video was a bit ambitious for me. I've been planning it for over a year now. I really wanted to do it, so if anything helped you or if you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up and hype the video. I would very much appreciate it. So it's been storming for, it feels like the last 2 weeks straight, and there's one rolling in now, so it'll affect the lighting, but maybe it'll create like a mood. Okay, so if you are stressed with your deco situation, like struggling to stay on top of it, your sticker collection, or... Yes? Come join me, buddy. What you need? I'm trying to do something. But I love you. What? Can I help you? Sorry about that. I think sometimes he hears me talking and he wants to talk back. So, and for my next trick, I present to you a gigantic orange beast. Oh, now you're quiet. I love this gigantic thing. Okay, if you are stressed with your deco situation, like you're struggling to stay top of your sticker collection or just generally overwhelmed by all of it, you probably have too much or you need to reorganize. And I say this with love, but that's okay because we're gonna go through some of the ways to alleviate that stress and get some sticker and stationery peace in your life. Let's get a system going to stay on top of it and manage it all. Before I go into the general tips, I want to try to convince you to use your precious stickers and washi. I know this seems obvious, but I find that many of us hoard them. I have been guilty of that. And the fact is that if you don't use things up at a pace that's the same as what you're bringing in, then you're going to need more and more space and or ways to store them. So I'd like to convince you to use up the stickers and washi you're attached to. The main reason is adhesives expire at some point, which is just inherent to the adhesive properties. So you're not gonna know exactly when that expiration date is. And I don't know, it's not like milk where all of a sudden it's just a goner. It's gonna be probably gradual from my experience. So they're better off on paper or covers or whatever. I find this especially true for washi tapes. I'm going to be referring to my Hobonichi cousin a lot throughout this video. Okay, so for example, this washi and this washi in particular, so both of these are gorgeous like foil ones. So I really wanted to hoard both of them, but they ended up getting this sticky residue. So like whenever I would put it down on the paper, I would have to like rub off the kind of sticky residue, almost like if you peel like the label off of glass. Like I can't stand the sticky surface. I always have Goo Gone on hand for that reason. Those washi tapes were gorgeous, so I hoarded them, but the adhesive comes off onto the surface from the back of the tape. Every time that I used it, I had to clean it up. The storm's rolling in and distracted me Right, okay, so I have to get a tissue and wipe off the stickiness, and that's just sort of irritating, right? That's just a chafe point. I would argue that it becomes unusable after a while, especially if that happens. It's become a hassle to use since I have to wipe it down every time I place it. Even with stickers, I hoarded some for over 6 years. Like, they came from those little vending machines, like when, you know, you're a kid, you put like a quarter in and like really cool decal comes out. And one of them actually broke down and the sticky back flaked off. No, it was not stored in excessive heat. It was like in room temperature. It was a little annoying to just hang on to it for so long for it to just not be usable. So I was a chronic sticker hoarder, but in the last 3 years, I really had this epiphany. You hang on to an awesome sticker, waiting literal years for the perfect way to use it, and by the time you get around to it, it doesn't end up sticking well, or it's just not what you hoped for. I've also seen washi tape lose its tackiness over time and not really stick to the paper as well. So usually when I find that happening, I'll show you later, but see this one? So when it's not being used, it is kind of lifted like this. But yeah, so use up your stickers and washi tape or risk losing them entirely. So that brings us to the first tip. When you're looking through your sticker book, ask yourself, would I rather hoard it hidden away or just lose it entirely one day? Unless you know of a specific reason to use a sticker, you're looking through and you're like, I'd like to use this for this purpose later, then you should use it. I mean, life is short. I know it's silly to be like, YOLO, use your stickers, but if nobody has told you this, you deserve to use that precious sticker. And I know it's not that serious, and this is like a first world problem, but I encourage you to use your precious stickers. So instead of passing by it in your sticker book year after year, that way it will pop up in your records as a good memory. I personally think the best stickers are the ones attached to a time period in your life anyway. And that brings us to the next section, which is all the tips. In this section, we're gonna go over some more general tips. Regarding your precious stickers, if you're like obsessed with a sticker and want to see it all the time, you should put it on something you'll see often and anticipate it being around for a long time. There's tons of things, obviously, you could put stickers on, but for especially vinyl, I like to put those on craft folders, general folders, binders, water bottles that are not dishwasher safe anyway, luggage, coolers, notebooks, journals, storage boxes, memory boxes, etc. Just keep in mind to try to use the weatherproof stickers when appropriate. The items that tend to get beat up with use or have to withstand sun, heat, water, the elements, etc. And the next tip is the accessories that I think really help. So I'm not saying you can't organize without them, but they really help streamline the process. So the first one is a sticker book, and I have two regular traveler's notebook sticker release inserts, and one is in here, and I have two passport size, and the other one is in this guy. I forgot to bring it out. I'll go into how I organize my stickers in a bit. So the other thing I think you need are tweezers, especially the curved ones I really like. I even have one at my work desk. The tweezers were a game changer for me, especially when I do my nails or if they're long, like, I mean, right now they're pretty long. It's kind of hard to use them. So the tweezers just really help make it, whenever I process stickers, it's much quicker. So they're a crutch. I think it's worth it. It especially allowed me to reorganize stickers much faster. Okay, next are some useful washi tape tips that I kind of lumped together. So I like to use cutters for more opaque ones that the edges really stand out for me. Obviously this is a preference, but this one's cool. So it goes like this, and then you sort of like put your finger through and rip it. I love this one right now. It's a little bit easier than this one, but this one's a little more portable. And this was the first one I came across. I do like these. I use both. There's also things like this, like a dispenser. So because I use these like tape, not so much as decorative washi, although I can, I put them in here. And the other thing about washi, I like to make the end flush so that way the adhesive doesn't dry out. And I also combine ones that I don't love for painting, especially for watercolor, like to secure a sheet onto the desk. And I mean, it's like you already have the washi, but if you don't like using it, you don't like how it looks on the paper. For example, this washi, I absolutely love this washi when I got it, but it's so black. I feel like this only looks good on black paper. Otherwise, it's just like too much of a big block on the page for me personally. Now we're getting to storage. First, I'll go through my washi tape storage, then stickers, then some general ephemera. Ephemera isn't the main focus in this video. For this next part, we are limited to our spaces, and that is just a physical fact. Yes, you can have a million washis in various boxes all over the place, but does that even matter if you can't see all of them whenever you want to use some washi on whatever you're working on? And what about when it goes bad on you after all of that time not being used, which is arguably its entire purpose? Was it worth it to hoard it and have it take up space just to not use it? That brings us to the first tip in this section is the storage solution should be easy to access and the deco needs to be seen easily when you're accessing it, which I'll talk about more in the next tip, which is you need to designate homes or containers for the types of items you tend to collect so you can see and easily access your options, but also it helps you stay on top of your collection. Like it gives you sort of a limit to what you can have in your collection. This container can be anything. I tend to label them with my label maker if it's not a clear container. Like if I need washi, I look in this container. I also have a pouch on my desk. So I take this whenever I do cafe journaling or just journal away from home. And I also have this bowl where I keep tapes I want to use up, and these are the clips that I was showing that can cut the washi tape for me. But mostly I keep my washi in this container. So I try not to buy washi if this is full. I probably got this from Hobby Lobby. I am not sure. Maybe Walmart. I've seen them there. And I did show you this. So I keep these and I use them for like tape for packages. So the washi in this bowl is for ones that I can tell are on its last legs or the adhesive is getting old, so I can use them up. So to illustrate some of my points, I have new washi tapes to bring into my collection. I need to reassess what I have, and I will show you my train of thought and my process when bringing in new items in a bit, which brings us into the next part. So as you can see, there's some space in here. When I see that there's space, I will allow myself to get more washi, but we will go into how I process that in the last part. Now we're gonna get into tips when organizing stickers specifically. So the first one is keep the stickers or washi, etc., where you will see and use them. For example, in the Hobonichi weeks, I really like the pockets on the covers. I'll put stickers that I know I will use in here. So I think I have stickers in the back as well. That way I know what I want to use in the weeks, so I see it when I open it. Also, I keep planner stickers in the small one, so it kind of helps with the decision fatigue. Also, consider the size of the paper and the thickness and the general shape of the sticker itself. So this has all of the high quality stickers that I use for other notebooks and journals, like decorating. They're all opaque, like they can go on any color surface. Whereas I have this little one from Sticky Club. This one has smaller stickers, like too small for journals and notebooks, but they have the more translucent, favorite stickers. I just have to be mindful that the underside is a lighter color, so I can't put it on a dark surface. Or if it's like a paper sticker, it won't last under wear and tear, so it would have to go under a clear cover or just not on the outside of something that gets beat up. So like I couldn't use it to decorate a notebook. So that brings us into the next tip, is to keep your precious stickers in one place. So that way you don't keep seeing them, like passing by them in a frequently accessed sticker book. So this is my frequently accessed sticker book. I just realized I forgot another one. But yeah, just think about how important the sizing is depending on where it's going. For example, the stickers that I put in here go on my monthlies. So I'll show May. So these are small stickers. So that is why I keep the small stickers in the passport size, is because to go in here, they need to be pretty small, more like icon stickers, even in the weekly section. So that is also why I keep a sticker book in here, because these stickers are on the longer side. I like the way they look in this journal. Either that or just like kind of oblong stickers, just ones that when I process them, I immediately picture them going in here. Okay, and my next point is consider the type of sticker it is. There's tons, right? So washi, kiss cut. This one is not quite washi. Let me find another. This is a washi kiss cut because it's so thin. I use this on paper that I want to keep really thin. Like I don't want it to bulk up. And one that comes to mind is my Hobonichi 5-year. So this guy. And I actually was hesitant to use stickers in this at all, but I've limited myself to super thin stickers, and I think it's doable. I made that realization because as I'm going through this, it just feels kind of like a treasure to me, and that's encouraging me to decorate it because I'm going to see it year after year anyway, and it'd be kind of cool to build off of it, but I won't layer the stickers. So I also put washi tape sometimes, but not often. I really like how it's turning out, but anyway, I also tend to keep thinner stickers in this. Like there's 0 ephemera in this because it's my planner. I decorate towards the end of the week once it's filled in because I don't want to have to work around the deco. The only thing that I'll really decorate is the monthly at the start of the month, and then it'll just be this like progression of stickers. So the thinner ones I will try to keep in thinner notebooks that I don't want to bulk up. And then there's stickers like these with the raised edges. I find that these are thick, but also they are clear. You need to be mindful where they're going. Like sometimes be tricky to layer. It's a little uncomfortable on thin paper, like Tomoe River paper for me. If you put it on the sheet and then you flip it over and it creates like lines on the back of the paper. The plastic, I usually use them to decorate like a manila cover because the background is pretty light and I just think they look good on it. Also, they handle wear and tear pretty well, although sometimes the color can rub off or scratch off. There's also matte stickers, which I would say it's like this one. And I like to keep the matte ones on the clear backing on the sheet as long as possible because I find it tears easily when you transfer it. So if I transfer it in here, it can rip taking it out of here. So I like to keep it on the sheet, especially if they have a clear backing is usually a sign to me that they will tear easily. And then there's stickers with like white edges or cream edges. I like to use the ones with white edges on white paper or layering on washi. The cream edges, I prefer to use them on cream paper personally. Like I hate the way they look on white paper. So I will move them to that particular journal to store. So the cream edges, mostly Midori comes to mind because it's just very cream. I think Midori probably has like the darkest cream pages out of all of them. Also my 5-year Hobonichi journal, if the sticker itself is also really thin on top of having the cream edges. Or sometimes if I'm in the mood, I'll just go ahead and add them to the pages, or as like a brain off activity. Like if I have a sticker sheet that's all cream, I will go into Midori and I will just decorate the pages and use up the sticker sheet. But that helps my future self when I want to journal. It's already decorated for me. Sometimes it's worth it to layer on top of washi. So maybe I'll do the washi be at the same time. It really kind of depends on mood, but those are just examples. And another tip is to cut the sheet to fit in the planner or whatever. So I saved this to illustrate on here. So I've used most of the sheet. So I'm gonna go in and cut this. So now it's small enough to fit in my 5-year. And add the stickers here. And so I did the same thing with this. And I do it a lot with the Hobonichi weeks because, as you can see, this is like a typical size of a sticker sheet, like so, but sometimes they're just too big for the weeks. So I will go in and cut them, which I can do here. So I can get this smaller. So I'm gonna put this here and there you go. And then I also cut off and use the labels on the sheet, especially if it has like an artist here, like for Sticky Club, before I toss the sheet. It's already there, like printed on the sticker paper, so like why waste it? So do this. And then I save this to put into my weekly memory keeper. Another thing I like to do is keep the sticker backing paper, and I'll either put it in here as like when there's clear stickers, that way it gives it a background so I can see it a little easier, but I can also store them in another journal. So the next part, I'm gonna show you how I have all my stickers organized. And obviously I don't think there's a right or wrong way to use your stickers, but this is mostly to explain my reasoning and preferences that might help you develop your own system, because I do think this really helps me with decision fatigue, but also using my stickers. It really helps me narrow down my choices when I'm actually in the act of journaling, or if I'm in the mood for just a brain off activity that is pure creativity, I'll go in and just use the deco without writing. Then it allows me to just write whenever I want to on already decorated pages. This one is a Passport Camel Starbucks Reserve from Travelers Company, and this is my high quality deco storage. So stickers for decorating notebooks and journals, but also the smaller cute cardstock that can fit in here goes in here. So these are stickers I need to put on the inside cover of a book, and I have this. Or these are pictures from my HP sprocket. Sometimes I'll just print duplicates and then I'll just house them in here. But these are all high quality stickers that I would like to use decorating something else, like vinyl. And there's a ton in here. And these are high quality stickers, but I look at these and I'm like, I would love to use this on a Hobonichi cover because it would show up well. And not just that, just probably something with a lighter background, but there's also like foiling, which is why they're not in this one. So these two are very similar in purpose. And some of these really nice vinyl foil to decorate my journals. And this leather pocket is from Baumkuchen. And this is where I put the cardstock, although it's getting kind of thick. And so this is the other sticker book. So vinyl. So these are all high quality stickers that are kind of matte. They're just so good. Yeah, so stickers in this pocket, and then I added a pocket in the back. And this has more cardstock, and this is mostly to keep the shape of the leather. But there's a lot in here. I love using this for this purpose because I get to interact with this cover that I'm obsessed with. So I'm in here very often. And this one is more of the washi tape version or the clear version or the paper. Like, it's not quite the vinyl, but they're still pretty. Okay, sorry about that. The landscaping guys decided to do the leaf blower, which drives me nuts. So I put some headphones on, and this mess is me processing some stickers I wanted to use up. So I wanted to show you really quickly what I mean when I say when you bring in new items, you need to use up what you have. So I brought out my Hobonichi Techo A6 Avec for July through December, which I'm very excited to be in. I have set aside some stickers that I know I would specifically want to use in here. These are like washi stickers. I store all of these in here because I know I'm going to use them in here. And these I cut out from the Kiss Cut washi tapes from the washi tape shop. I'll leave a link in the description. It's just easier for me to use them this way. I tend to keep a lot of these envelopes that are just random. I don't remember where I got it from, but I'll keep them in my journals for the ephemera. More to come for this. I already decorated it. I'm really stoked about this and I'm trying to complete this. But yeah, I went through to just decorate all of my future pages as a brain off activity. Just throw on some music. And I'm not finished with them. Like when I get to the page, I'll probably add stickers. Like I'll probably add one here. But these are from the washi tape shop, and so are these from the same roll. And I think it's called the Spring Kiss Cut washi tape. It's a wide roll. This is from washi tape shop. I was in the mood to process some stickers while I wait for the landscaping noise to die down. So give me a second. That is better. Went through this. Okay, the next place that I put stickers is this other passport by the Travelers Company. So this is things that I use for planning, so very small icon stickers. This is for the Hobonichi weeks or the A6 or smaller, and this is always getting refreshed. So what I tend to do is I'll have the frequently used or the ones that I'm using up in the front, and then I'll have the ones that are lesser used. So these are very pretty and I really love these, so I just kind of tuck them back here. Or even also smaller labels, like month labels, I'll even put in the back here. These from Coffee Monsters Co. These are for planning specifically, like icons, emotes, smaller stickers that I like to use in my monthly calendars or my Hobonichi weeks. The next one is this regular Traveler's Notebook sticker book, and the clear plastic cover is from Serica Studio. The cover, I decorated it with washi tape. It was a bit tedious, but I just love how it turned out. Oh, and by the way, if you were wondering, yes, the answer is always washi tape. So this one is to house all the typical sticker sheet sizes. I got tired of transferring the sheets, plus a lot of the more clear backing or the translucent ones are useful to sort of hover over the area that you're interested in placing the sticker before committing to get a preview of it or confirm it actually fits there. So the front is the same as this one. It's the more frequently used or currently using or what I'm trying to use up. And the back is more seasonal or to use less. And then I have label stickers. I will put the past season towards the back because I know I'll probably reach for it less currently, if that makes sense. But yeah, in general, larger stickers go in here. That would take up too much space in the passport size, and I love this. I also have another one in this. So this is a new edition from Jenica's Journals, and it is a very thick leather. I'm obsessed. This is the other journal that I've been sort of in while I'm in limbo, like I'm waiting for the A6 Avec. I kind of paused here to finish up the passport, which I think I'll finish up soon, and then I'll come back in here because I love this TWSBI Eco. It's an amazing combination with the insert in here. So I think this is, yeah, it's a Serica Studio. And this is the other insert. So this was previously in my Starbucks Reserve. I will do a mid-year update probably in the next 2 videos. This one, I specifically house long stickers and some paper ephemera. And see, this is that washi tape that was getting on its last leg. So I just put a bunch in here that I'm gonna put at the bottom in here. And luckily it's sticky enough. Sometimes if the backing is drying, it won't stick to the paper, but it works. All of these are specifically for this journal, especially when I process new stickers. And if I look at a sticker, I'm like, oh, I would love to put that in this Serica Studio, then it'll usually go in here. Either the whole sheet here, or I will peel them off if there's only like a couple. So for example, these two, they're long, so I put them in here. But I'll also come in this sticker book for my large moleskin and my A5s. I also have a bunch of random sticky books. So there's this Moonchild one. There is this that I love to use specifically in my sketchbooks. So very like opaque, like it doesn't matter what the background is, just stick them on. And then this one I showed, this is for the example later. Okay, and this one's actually from Sticky too. It's a vegan leather, but it is holding up well, and I hope it holds up forever. But this is for all the extra sheets. There's so many. I'm pretty much full right now. So I organize this seasonally. So I got like spring and then summer and then a bunch of Halloween. I collect Halloween stickers and go ham as soon as September hits. And a lot of them are from Sticky, and so I got my work cut out for me this fall. There's also Christmas / winter, and then just like more winter after that. And I keep some of these winter specific stickers from Sterling Ink. I love her stickers, but there's some teeny ones in there. So this thing is great, and it's also, I'm using the container method. If this is full, then I should not be buying stickers, right? But you know, there's some like cushion room because then I could put stickers here. And that leaves this silk, and this is a weeks cover I got from Etsy, and I really love this. It didn't fit my weeks, but yeah, I keep like ephemera and cardstock, and sometimes I'll keep these pockets from Traveler's Company, but just a lot of nice cardstock. Like this is from moleskin, and I also have backstock stickers here. So if I really like a sticker, for example, this one you saw in another sticker book, so I got 2 of these, and so this is the backstock because I don't want to have multiple of each sticker sheet if I haven't gotten through it. So like dot stickers, this kind of helps me not have to like sift through the same sticker sheet if I have duplicates. And then next I have a traveler's notebook. It's a spiral ring notebook with paper pockets. And this is for ephemera, but I keep just a lot of random stuff here. Like these are from Sticky Club. Like any long paper good I put here that I like to use for layering. And next I have these disc organizers for paper cutouts. Another brain off activity I like to do is cutting these out. I print these in sheets and you have to go in and really cut them out, but I have to be in the mood to do it. I don't like to do it as much in the act of journaling because then I'll forget my, like, you know, it's a distraction from my train of thoughts. So it just sort of helps me out to have a stash to use, and I will cut these quickly, and then while I'm journaling I can like cut them better to place them. Most of these are Cat Collage Club, and this organization makes sense to me. For example, this is like kind of reading cozy fall, reading activities, going out in the day. Each pocket has a similar mood or activity, and that's how I like to organize that. So these are newspaper clippings that I'll tear up and use to collage. This is from a Snoopy desk calendar that I would cut out parts of the comic that I know I'll want to journal with. And this is an origami paper for like making cranes, but it's gilded, so I'm saving it for collaging. So this is amazing for ephemera. I like to process it. It's another brain off activity I'll do. And these are like massive stickers. You have to be conscious of the background. These were hard to store, so I just thought they would fit best in here. These are very big stickers. But yeah, these are ring note. I want to say, did I get these from Amazon? Probably. I think that was everything I wanted to show for how I store my stickers and organize them. Like I said, there's no right way of organizing stickers. It's just kind of a mindset shift, and it really helps me whenever I process the stickers. That's when I sort of decide where they're gonna flow, which brings us into the next part, which is maintenance. So this is all about processing new stickers without increasing your storage system. I'll also go over how I process new washi tapes. Okay, so now that you have a storage system where you can see all your options while you're in the actual act of journaling, we're going to get into the maintenance part of your storage system. As things come in, things must go out to maintain that equilibrium, right? So for washi storage, what works for me is if I buy some more, I pick some to use up or put them in that bowl on my desk. So what I mean by use up is I'll go on a deco spree and go through all of my current books and place that washi or sticker or whatever in it. And it's a very nice brain off activity for me, just creativity, and is another storm rolling in and losing daylight. So you can see how much is left on the roll, you know what I mean? And I can usually use up to 2 to 3 rolls just doing this. If you're running low on a washi tape, like you can kind of eyeball it on the roll. You can also add the washi to a card or maybe like a sturdy bookmark that takes up less space than the roll. So I have a card here and I am bringing in some more washi tape. So I'm gonna walk you through how I go through this. So this is the one that like when it sits idly, it kind of peels up. Like I'll do this, but the next time I touch it, it will look like this. And that tells me that it's losing its stickiness, like the integrity. So I actually need to make a card. This is gonna go in my A6 Avec. So I'm going to just put this here and you can see that it's almost done anyway. Like I said, it's just been storming forever, which is kind of cool, spooky vibes, but bro, it is humid. So I also try not to stretch it too much because it changes the shape of the paper. Like if you know, you know. By paper I mean the washi. So yeah, you could even just have like a glass of wine, and I like to zone out and just do this. Like it's a very satisfying thing for me to do. I'm sure it's super boring for most people. Organizing is just very satisfying to me in general. So you'll see on the back here where it ends. So there, it takes up much less space, but also I'm gonna reach for it because this is gonna go into my A6. Then I have one less washi. That would normally be a sign, but this is, there's a lot left. I am a little bit hoarding this because I really love this one. So I'm gonna try to make an effort to use that. Well, duh. I'm gonna put into my little bowl. Okay, time to go through these. So these I don't tend to put on the card because it's like a zigzag, like it's uneven edges. My bowl is getting a little full. Let me look in here. So what I'm doing is I'm looking at the edges to see if there are any that are almost done. Actually, yeah, and see how it's lifted. So that's a sign to me that I can put that on the card, and then that frees up some space in here. So you can see it's like losing its stickiness already. So see, if I hoarded this, then it would be unusable eventually. And it's kind of perfect that these two are similar colors. That shit is so satisfying to me because it like was not planned. All right, so perfect. That freed up another one. Okay, so I kind of organize it by color. This one is actually on its last legs too. Should I? It is lifting a little. See what I mean? Let's go for it. We're going for it. This one I actually really love. This is the one that I used on here. I'm sad it's gonna be gone. Bittersweet. And this is kind of cool that it's also fitting the color scheme. And we freed up another roll. Awesome. Alrighty. Makes sense to me. Like whatever makes sense to you. Also, seeing this guy. know, it's funny because I think I did get these in the same pack. So see, they do expire at some point. Holy shit. Actually, this one's on its last legs, so I'm going to find another place for this. So this one, I think I might end up using this as tape, because I don't think I will be gravitating towards this particular color. This one is, I think it's from the same pack. There's a lot left. So because there's a lot more left, like there's more than the gray, and see how thick the gray is on this card, I'm going to just put it in my bowl here. This one is on its last leg, so we're gonna process this. Okay, another one down. Okay, this one I already know is just super pale, so I'm either gonna use this as tape, pause for thunder, or for painting tape. So I'm gonna put these two with my painting supplies. So, oh my god. This tape, I think I might use just as tape. Okay, I'll put it with the painting tape for now. So these I'm moving to the painting drawer, and then that frees up this. Oh my god, are you hearing this? All right, the OCD part of me is slight reorganization because I have free will and I see it right now. And I love this. This makes sense to me now. Perfect. Very satisfying. I also decided to keep the box, and these are all the current Washis. It doesn't matter, but it makes me feel good to organize them. So that is going in my paint drawer. I'm feeling pretty good about the washi tape situation. So now I wanted to bring out, this is my Hobonichi cousin. This is from 2025. So these tabs are from my Dandelion Diaries. Okay, I like to keep the stickers here, so this big sticker, so I knew it would go in an A5. And it's gonna take me probably like 3 years to fill this out because pretty much did end of March, and so April, May, June, and it was kind of perfect because it was already bulky from being filled out from the middle. So it was, as I was getting into it, I was hitting the sweet spot again since I did it last summer in the middle. It was kind of perfect. As you can see, this tape, I used it in a lot of these spreads. This is newspaper clipping. I'm planning on coming in here later to fill this in. So March, I'm saving for 2027. So I've already covered the dates while I was in here because I just needed a place to just put stuff. And this is from the washi tape shop, this one. Okay, and then we get into April. Magazine cutouts. So as I'm going through here, I'm looking out to place these. So anything that has like dark, so this is dark lettering, so I think I'm gonna place a sticker here. So this one specifically, I'm thinking I'm gonna use in Moonchild, so I'm gonna put it in here. So now, take the trusty tweezers. So I'm going to try to fit as many as I can here for that reason. Okay, so the moth ones I'll probably put in here too. This is also from the washi tape shop. So there's black on this page. I want to just put one sticker. Kind of bring these two elements together. What do you think? I shouldn't overthink it. Yeah. maybe one more. These are also from the Washi tape shop. This is also from this one. These are beautiful. I think it's the spring. I've listed them in the description. And if you're interested in these stickers from the Washi tape shop, I do have a 10% off discount code, and it is Cosmic Reverie 10. This is probably my favorite spread. This is like my favorite color, but I still have this inked in my TWSBI Eco, and I love the way it looks. It's so beautiful. It's got like a hint of blue, so when it pools, so beautiful. Kind of chipping away at this one. Kind of want to use the same one. So here, this part was done in 2025, so I just added onto it. So this is from 2025, but I added some washi that I was trying to use up. And then this is some more 2026. I think this might have been the last page of 2026 entries. And these are from the Washi tape shop. I have flipped through this, but we're just gonna go through for funsies. Okay, so I think I used up the moth ones, so I can go in my roll and put in relevant ones. I think you get the idea. Okay, so while I have this open, I need to add some of these stickers in here because I would love to use these two in my Moonchild spreads. So I'm gonna look for some room. Perfect. And then, so now what I can do is move this up here. So I'll cut it to size. And looking at it, I'm kind of thinking it's very thin and they're pretty. So I'm thinking my Hobonichi 5-year Techo. So I'm gonna put that in there. Okay, in this one, there's very few left. So I'm looking at it and these are small. So I'm thinking I'm gonna put them in this one. I have held off because this is a clear backing, so it's easier to place before I commit. But also these are not quite as sticky, so I get hesitant before putting them in because this is very glossy, as in the stickers, if they don't stick well, they sometimes lift off of here. If you bend this and it like already lifts, that usually shows me that it's not gonna stick that well, but there's not that many, so it's just a placeholder. See, like this one is like already off, so that way they don't just like fall off randomly. And these will be perfect to just use up. See, like if I did this without the tweezers, it would take so much longer. Like this was a game changer. This allowed me to be able to reorganize all my stuff. Okay, so I have just enough space here for something, so I think I'm going to put some of this on, even though I don't think I'm gonna get all the way through it. So now that is going to go in here, ready for when I start this in July. I'm gonna keep 4 in here so I can see it. when I open this up, and it should flatten as time goes on. And I'm gonna put this in my Hobonichi 5-year A6 because I could see myself using this in there. So everyone will have a different sweet spot for the containers or the space you have allocated for each deco item, but if you have a finite workspace, then you have to consider that space will fill up. If you're using a ton of it all the time, great, but as things flow in, they need to be used or it will overwhelm you. If you're hoarding them because they're beautiful, you better at least be able to see it take up the space. Of course, there's no right or wrong way to use deco. I'm just talking about my preferences that allow me to be more intentional and creative with how I store things for actually accessing them and using them up at a pace that I like and that I'm happy with. Maybe the obvious answer is to just stop buying the stationery, but it brings joy and color to our lives. So I think as long as you're using your items, it's fine. Please don't come for me for overconsumption because I have loved and been using stationery goods since I was like 12 years old, probably younger, so over 2 decades. And I think the main goal is to get in a comfy, peaceful spot with your collection. Remember, the deco should be enjoyed in your life, and what better way than to attach them to your memories? So I encourage you to use them up and enjoy the process. Thank you so much for spending a part of your day with me. I hope you enjoyed this video and got some value from it. So until the next one, happy journaling.